وَقَالَ قَرِينُهُ هَذَا مَا لَدَيَّ عَتِيدٌ. And then his qareen, which there's difference of opinion about this, but the first one is the angel. The second one is the devil. So you have the Prophet ﷺ said everybody has a qareen from the medic and a qareen from the demons. You know, the ancients understood this as well. The daemon, you know, you had a positive and a negative. So the qareen is وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرَ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّضْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ. It's an amazing word. There's a qira'ah shadda, وَمَنْ يَعْشَ. So the ashiya, ya'sha, is to be blinded in the night. You can't see. You have night blindness. And the dunya is like night. It's like night. There's a darkness in this world that if you can't see with night vision, right? As you go into the dark, your actual pupils dilate, right? You need to open up. You need to open your eyes so you can see. If they don't dilate, you can't see at night. So this dunya is a place where you have to open up your eyes. What's the word for pupil of the eye? Insan. That's the word, insan. You were created to see. And the greatest gift that Allah will give you is the sight of the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You were created to see. Alam tara, don't you see? How many times in the Quran it uses that? But it's not talking about the physical eye. It's talking about the spiritual eye, the basira, the basar and the basira. And they say that the basira is the eye of the heart, as the basar is the eye of the body, the physical eye. The basira is the inner eye. قُلْ هَذَا سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو عَلَى اللَّهِ أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى basira. This is my way. I call to Allah with basira. Basira. So this is what, don't wait for your vision to be hadid when it's too late. It has to be hadid here. So the ghita is the ghafla. And that's what people are in. And that's why the dhikr of Allah is the most important thing. Just to remember Allah. And that's why they asked the Prophet ﷺ, أَيُّ صِيَامْ أَفْضَلُ? Which fasting is better? الَّذِي يَكْثُرُ فِيهِ ذِكْرُ اللَّهِ. The one that the dhikr of Allah is more in it. That's the one. الَّذِي فِيهِ أَكْثَرُ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. The one that has more dhikr of Allah is the best fasting. And he said that about everything. Jihad, Hajj, everything is the one that has the most dhikr of Allah. And they were sitting once, and the Prophet ﷺ, he said that, when they heard what the people, the dhakirun get, Omar said to Abu Bakr, dhakirun akhada kulla khair. They took everything. And the Prophet said, ajal, indeed they have. Sabaqa al-mufarridun. They surpass you, the mufarridun. They said, who are the mufarridun, ya Rasulullah? He said, siru hada jumdan. They were passing a mountain in the Hijaz, Jumdan. And they said, pass by. And then he said, sabaqa al-mufarridun. And they asked, who are these outliers, the mufarrid, the ones that are, they're off on their own. They're not like everybody else. And he said, mustahtirun bi dhikrillah. Those who are, really it means addicted, istihtar. They're addicted to the dhikr of Allah. They're always mentioning Allah. He said, فَارَقَ الدُّنْيَا وَلِسَانُكَ رَطْبًا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Leave this world and your tongue is moist with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the place to remember Allah. This is the time we've been given. We all have a allotted time. I've mentioned this before, but imagine everybody, if we had our date on the top, the expiration date, over our heads. What a world that would be. Oh, mashallah, you've only got 2 more days left. What are you going to do? Because we all have an expiration date. And we think we're here forever. It's amazing how the ghafla of death, people don't think they're going to die. They just don't think they're going to die. So that's what he says. قَالَ قَرِينُهُ هَذَا مَا لَدَيَّ عَتِيدٌ. It's all prepared. ألقي في جهنم كل كفار عنيد. Put into hell, thrust them into hell. Every kafar anid. It's very interesting. It didn't say kafir, because kafir, it's a once denial. Like the kafir, you deny Allah once. The kafar is not only a disbeliever, but it's an ingrate, because ingratitude is constant. Because, I was talking to this man once, we were talking, and he asked me why Islam said you should worship Allah. And I said to him, for blessings. And he said, yeah, I suppose I've had some blessings in my life. And I was just like, looked down. I said, who do you think's keeping your temperature at 98.6 degrees right now? Like, who do you, who's enabling you to blink? Because there's people that can't blink. I don't know if you know about dry eyes and the pain that people who have dry eyes suffer. Dry eyes. It's a whole industry for dealing with dry eyes. Just to have, the ability to blink and to have some moisture in your eyes. It's a great blessing. Just in ta'uddu ni'matullah la tahsuha. If you try to enumerate the blessings, you'll never get to the end of them. But Allah says they're kafar and anid. And inad is obstinacy. They're just obstinate people. They just won't see, no matter how much you show them. When yaraw kulla ayatin la yu'minu biha. If they see every sign, they won't believe in it. They just won't believe. You see these atheists now and these people that debate them, and just they talk about all the fine-tuning in the universe, and they have to admit it's all true, and they still deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even just to acknowledge there's a creator, it just seems like that is just that you're created, that you're a creature. You didn't create yourself. Your parents didn't create you. They're all asbab. So where did you come from? Because it can't be infinite regress. It can't be chicken and egg, circular, dawran tasalsul. So where did you come from? We obviously a creator. Whether it's a personal God or not, that's a debate. You can have that debate. But to deny createdness, that's insanity. It just doesn't make any sense. And if you look at our Prophet ﷺ, the Muslims were a mess. Unfortunately, we are a mess. And it's difficult for people to see the light, but people still see the light. These people that they're letting into Medina, some of these people just break down and start crying. These non-Muslim people, because they let them go. They don't go into the masjid, but they go now into the city. And there's people that have gone there and they just burst into tears because of and they say it's so peaceful here. Like they feel, where's that peace from? That's emanating from the greatest spirit that ever was incarnated. It's the ruh of the Prophet ﷺ. It's his spirit that's in that city, and you can feel it. And anybody that goes there that has an ounce of perceptibility, they can feel it. If you can't, you're a rock. You're just jamad, inanimate, because it's something amazing there. And it's not Mecca. Mecca's amazing, but Medina, there's something just that you can feel permeate that entire city. And people are, there's a lot of agitation in Mecca. And this isn't an observation I made. This was made centuries ago. Malik was asked about it. And his explanation was that was a city that drove their prophet out, and this was a city that took their prophet in. The house of Allah is there, and Mecca is a great city, and the prophet loved it. And that's enough to love Mecca, But the Medina just has a special flavor. I think that everybody that goes there really feels that. Manna'in al-khayri, and that's a proof that they're ingrates, because the worst act of ingratitude is not to share your blessings, just to hoard them for yourself. Manna'in al-khayri. Mu'tadin, and they're also ya'tadi ala nas. Mu'tadin, they're aggressive people. Murib, filled with doubts. Shak, they're unwell people. These are the people of hell. They're already in hell here. It's already hell.